Hello, welcome back to Star Trek Online. Today, I'm going to be continuing with the mission of Against crew in Starfleet and rescuing Mirror Paris, tracking through the Guardian forever. But I have to warn you though, I do have a delivery that was supposed to have turned up by 6 o'clock PM. Hasn't turned up yet, so if it does, I'm going to have to very quickly pause the stream, grab the delivery, and then come back. It should only be about 30 seconds tops, but you'll know when the screen goes into BRB mode. In the meantime, look back in and continue the game. I'm also using the new Streamlabs OBS client today, so that should make things a little bit easier for me. But first of all, what skill shall I use? So I'm going to be focusing on engineering, aren't I? So gives me high resistance, damage control, shield regeneration. Increase my shield capacity. Again, this is something I can always come back to and change later. Also, clear out my dual uses. And let's focus again on some more beams. Should we do this off stream? Nice to sort of show what I can and can't do. Also sort of stalling in case the delivery turns up just as I start a mission, which will not surprise me. Okay, that's good. Down here a little bit, that's better. Engine doesn't scrap yet, that goes. Swap that. Swap that. And I want to head. I've got that mission going. Drop that one. That's better. Don't have that far to go, just a system over here. I may have to do the first part of that previous mission again, but not a big deal. Won't take me that long anyway. Of course, assuming there's no problems. Make sure that's all loaded up. Yep, that's good. The one advantage to having this Streamlabs OBS system is that I've got pretty much everything on one screen, which is very handy for me rather than having multiple tabs on. The downside is it does make it difficult if I want to do things like transitions and stuff like that if I'm recording, but for streaming it's making my life a lot easier. Oh, good, right about in front of the older Guardian. Okay, so I'm assuming all I've got to do is just go up to it and use it. Step through the portal, enter the river of time. Sure, why not? Okay, that's good, that's all set up. If it's a bit quiet on your end, can you let me know, because I've got no real way of listening to myself and the stream at the same time, because what I hear is obviously different to what you would hear. It's easy enough to change, I just need to get feedback if it is loud or if it's quiet or whatever. Again, that's another advantage of having everything in just one little client. I can just go click, 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 and it changes it. I don't have to worry about what tab I'm in and stuff like that. It's really quite cool. though I think it's either by the end of the month or very soon afterwards. I'm going to be... Oh, hello, Mr. Craggy. Yes, very soon, at the end of the month, going to be having a new sort of, suppose you can say, brand for the stream. I won't be changing the Star Trek screen because I quite like that, but there are things like icons, banners, stuff like that. It just makes it all look snazzy, and well, you'll see it when it comes out. In the meantime, let's yes, you're reading that right. I get to defend the Enterprise. Okay, that's exactly what I was talking about. Easy enough change. Where's it game? Okay, how's that?
Warning, ship is under attack.
Yeah, because I've imported my settings over from OBS to Streamlabs OBS, it hasn't brought over my filters and like microphone gain and stuff like that. So I'm having to sort of redo those as it went. One of the things I do like about this new setup is it does make it much easier to make changes. You don't have to punch around, just go up there and click, change, and it's done. Yeah, there's a lot they've added to it. When did you last play it? They've added so much to this game in the last couple of years. God, bugger.
Four shields failing.
Yes, I know the shield. What? I see that. It's bugging it.
Target shield has failed.
This guy is a Tellarite engineer, and as soon as I saw him, I thought he was an ugly bugger. And the whole idea of having this crew in Starfleet just makes me laugh. As I mentioned before, the downside to engineering ships, which is what this is they are slow as heck to turn. Games louder than used. Well, that's even easier to change. I can just go into options, audio, overall volume. I've just had a 25.
Unknown vessel, this is Commander Spock of the USS Enterprise. Thank you for your assistance.
No, this is not my first tune. This is probably my first. I've been playing it on and off since beta, and this is probably my 12th character. But some of them I sort of started playing and just gave up a little bit. I've got probably. I won't do it right now because I'm in the middle of a mission, but yeah, I've got something like about 10, 12 characters. My first character was a Borg. I've got a Romulan, I've got a couple of Klingons, a Nausicaan, Tellarite, an Andorian, a couple of Bajoran, loads of Borgs. I was quite lucky when the game first came out. They had like a promotion where if you pre-ordered you can get a Borg added to your account.
Ship is under
So
attack.
I can now play as Borg if I want to. Yeah, I've got a Bajoran character. Welshie Eagle, who's like that with a joke. take it through battle cruisers first.
Target shields have failed.
I'm definitely waiting for when they bring out the Gamma Quadrant expansion for this. I will be playing, if they allow me to play at Cardassian officially, I will be playing this game. Or maybe a Horde. I haven't decided yet. Depends what options they if they do it the same way they did with the Romulan, that will work. You know, you have their a Cardassian that can go either the Klingon side or the for the Federation side, stuff like that. Is he gone? Cheeky bugger. Let's crank that up. So how's everyone doing tonight?
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Oh no. None of the USB ports work. Oh, that one. Well, hopefully it won't cost you too much to get it all sorted. Oh, these little Peregrine fighters are really nifty. Now, if you go rightly, I think that ship is where Mirror's being held. Oh, that's good. At least they're doing it for free. Ooh. That's the typical way. If you're feeling a bit poopy, then yeah, definitely rest up. Because the last thing you want to do is sort of push yourself and then end up chundering on stream or something, you know. So you do not want to be doing that. Oh, yeah, it's a new area, that's why it's taken a while. Yeah, I definitely would not recommend pushing yourself too hard. You know, I've known a few people who have done that, you know, just thinking, oh, I've got to do this, got to do this, and they end up making themselves even worse. I'll put myself in that category as well. Excuse me. Right. Let's find out where Mirror is. Alright, well, give it a go. But you know, if you feel like you can't do it, then don't push yourself. It will just make things worse. You know. One target. Oop. Some of the Klingons are affected by the Augment virus. Oh dear. Yeah, this character, he is from the TOS era. One of the new sub-factions that they created for the game is allows you to create either an Andorian, or Vulcan, human, or a Tellarite, and you start off in the 23rd, or the classic series, along with the ship, the equipment. You even have that sort of cheesy grain filter across the screen as well. Screen even. I won't spoil what happens, but it's if you like the original stuff, you can do that. You could even get your Starship weapons to have the original series sound effects and stuff like that. Plus, also as well, if you like original sort of like the classic stuff. Where is it? Where's it gone? The original series crew as holograms you can get. I've actually got spare code for one of these, the original series crew, and I'm thinking I might do a giveaway at some point once I hit sort of 60 or the max or the end of the storyline for this character. Once things are built up. Yeah, I probably will do. I want to sort of build up a few things first. But yeah, it's definitely something I've got planned. I'm just not entirely sure when. I mean, I want the stream to look at once I've got like the new overlays as well and things like that. It's just to make it look. Yes, that's the code I'm talking about. The irony is somebody gave this to me probably months ago. Oops, I can't go that way because there's a force field. Poop. So it's going to be... do it. Go on, reinstall. You'll have fun. Unfortunately, you just missed out on one of the events as well, where you get a free ship. But I don't want a science upgrade. I'm getting like tons of like science kits and things like that, but very few engineering ones. But yeah, definitely give it another go. Especially if you like the original series stuff. Let's get this gas out of the way, because it will annoy me. Shrink. Okay. Right. Where is the command thing? Oh, there he is. So we can cut the drones. Everyone taking down.
Enemy combatant in close proximity.
That means I can't kill him. And Revan 6982, thank you very much for joining me. 2 new followers today. 18. See, once I get up to 50, I'll be able to start doing things like emotes.
Ask me what you will.
What would you call them? Donation, proper subs and that sort of thing. So it's more I get up.
You are the defenders of the Kuva Mark.
Yeah.
You will find Ambassador Bavat at her side. He will not surrender her without a fight. Give him a good death. That is all any Klingon desires.
Affiliate, yes, thank you. I was forgetting what the term was. Right, so he's beaming out, but unfortunately I can't kill him because otherwise it will completely mess up the time stream, and I'll get a visit from the Department of Temple Investigations, and nobody wants that. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot to bloody turn down the force field. Yes, this is the one I'm at now. She is like the Klingon from the future who's been taken to the past and all that nonsense. Yeah, that's exactly what I've done. Mal Craven, Space Dwarf, say with the ugliest crew, or away team I should say, in Starfleet. Little Billy with ball dead. That's it. I know he's a Tellarite, but yeah, you look at them, they're space dwarfs in the same way that Vulcans are space elves. Not entirely sure what Andorrans would be using that logic. Space drow or something, I don't know. Right, this, that. Yes, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, because they are blue, and they have the antenna. And there's no races with the wings as such. But yeah, I suppose. Oh, you actually did a proper. Oh, well, okay, that must have taken you a while. I suppose it's the Tellarite sort of have that sort of like pig look to them. Ooh, a minigun. Who should I give that minigun? I'll give a minigun to Tabma, just for a laugh. Tevma even, where is it? No, she's got that one, so let's give it to him. Zizbizbiz. Wherever his bloody name is. Okay. Now there's Myrrel.
I didn't appreciate being held captive, but if I can help the Klingons, I will gladly do so. Think of it this way. If we can find peace here, there's hope for the future.
Don't suppose they armed you, did they?
No, but the Klingons of this time have the genetic samples they need from me, and I am more than ready to get back to our time. Thank you. I won't forget what you did today. One to beam up.
I'm trying to remember, Myrrel is a quarter Klingon, isn't she? Because her mum is B'Elanna, who was half Klingons, and I'm not quite sure how genetics work. Very possible. I mean, there's obviously, I don't think they really wanted to make them too sort of dwarfy, because obviously, you know, it'll be, oh look, they're space dwarfs, so they probably threw that the pig dog look in just to make them just a little bit alien. Just trying to think. I think probably my favourite race, if I had to pick one, I do actually have one of my characters, is the Trill. The whole concept of the symbiote living on, you know, with your memories in another host body. The whole concept of that intrigues me. I've got to blow up that ship.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
But I'm going to back away because I don't want to get caught in the warp core explosion.
Four shields failing.
Yeah, our shields can take it. Right, then we'll go to next. Walk back to Gateway in the past and then travel back into what is technically the future, even though Mal came from this timeline. It gets very confusing. It can make you go cross-eyed. Yeah. Right. You. Okay, so that's going well. Yep, that's going alright. Good. Try and think what else is going on. I think in level 30, which is like, I'm probably going to hit level 29 after handing this mission in. I think level 30 I have to get a new ship. Alright, so I've got to blow up the Klingons. Oops, right, bear me 1 second. That would be... Sorry about that. unfortunately, the delivery decided that it was going to turn up at 6:30 when I've been waiting literally all day for it. Right, so let's continue this.
The Kuva Mach and that lovely ship of yours are staying here. We'll have a grand time dissecting both of them.
Yeah, you're not getting this shit.
Surrender now, and we'll give you a quick death.
It is good. Oh, good.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Some normally they do, but unfortunately it was an option. I can go to like my local library. They have a drop-off point. But what originally was supposed to happen was I ordered quite a few books and other bits and pieces, and I'm unfortunately not allowed to drive for medical reasons. So trying to lug those back on public transport would be next to impossible. However, yesterday I had probably 3 parcels delivered for someone else, and they want to take them in, and it's getting to a point now where I'm going to have to stop taking in other people's packages, because a few people start to use me as like oh, he'll take them in, no problem. It's like, no, this is getting ridiculous now. At one point my hallway was literally filled up with private people's packages. It's like, I can't be doing this anymore. Wouldn't be smart. The problem is that the deliveries actually turned up at a decent time, and 6:30 might pay for all-day delivery.
Target shields have failed.
And then the delivery people get a bit shirty and say, no, I'm not taking it. No. I'm busy. I'm literally working right now.
Right shield failing. Pulse integrity below 75%.
Now, I did attempt to go and drive, but yeah, I could hear them knocking on the neighbour's door. It's ridiculous. As much as I would love to be able to drive, unfortunately, the issue with one of my eyes means I can't legally drive.
I am not unfamiliar with time travel, Captain. We will endeavor to engage the Klingons until you can escape. Live long and prosper.
Well, see, I wouldn't mind so much, but it's like I literally paid for that next day delivery, and it turns up at 6:30, and I'm getting a bit miffed with them doing that, and then expecting me to keep taking other people's parcels in. I'm getting knocked off with it. I really am. Right, where's the ball? There it is. And just because I work from home does not mean I am a post office. Let's go back up. There's one disadvantage to working from home that a lot of people don't realise is they think, oh, you're at home, you can just do all this other stuff. It's like, no, every time I go to answer the door, you're disrupting me, you're disrupting my work. It's the equivalent of like me standing in front of you when you're trying to drive your van. Especially because the way my house is, well, home I should say, not really a house, is designed, I have to go down 2 flights of stairs to get to the front door. And the amount of times I've got there, and I've been working in the office, and they've just walked off, and it's like, you didn't get to the door quick enough. I'm like, harsh words were spoken.
Time has resumed its shape. All is as it was before. Farewell.
Farewell. Incoming message. Ooh.
Congratulations on a job well done. Lieutenant Paris will return to duty. You have ended the threat to the Federation. But we do have some questions. Time travel is not a routine mission, you know.
See, that line makes me laugh because I got into this era of Starfleet's history by time travel. I've done probably 4 time travel missions so far, so for me it's becoming a routine.
Don't be surprised if you get a visit from the Department of Temporal Investigations. Predestination paradoxes can be troubling for them.
Yeah, they hate me. Yeah, it's like every other mission's a time travel mission. Right. Right. To Starfleet.
I don't think I need to tell you how important the mission you just completed was. For all of us.
These early
The very
missions are
fabric of our
they're
universe
not as
was at
good
stake, and
as
you
some of the
acted with
later ones.
professionalism and aplomb. Thanks to you and your crew, Ambassador Bavat's plan was foiled. Temporal
Yes,
Investigations
that's,
does want to talk to you about how the description of your ship is now showing up in the USS Enterprise's mission logs. But I told them you didn't have time to report for debriefing.
One of these ones. I mean, Romulan ships do look quite sexy. There's a version of that. That one. That just looks like an evil beast. Of course, you've got the upgraded scimitar. Whatever that one is. That one. See, there's so many beautiful looking ships. The Klingon ones are beastly things. It's like that. And you've got, I mean, they're big. Klingons don't care about, you know, what the ship looks like. It's like, can it blow up the enemy? Yes, then do it. So look at the. Although personally, where is it? In terms of looks, this is probably one of my favourite looking ships. The Hestia. It's a upgraded version of the Prometheus with the multi-vector assault mode. Right, so that's another thing I'm hoping for, fingers crossed, if they do bring out the Gamma Quadrant Cardassian expansion, Cardassian ships. Yep. And that Hestia, that is the basis of the ship I'm using in my, again, fingers crossed, upcoming Star Trek Adventures game. Let's always equip this. And let's put that bad boy right at the front there. So,
We've detected an anomaly in the Azure Nebula.
see, look,
Because of the
Temporal
Tholian activity in that
Ambassador.
area, we're
It's
concerned that
another
they may
time
be
travel
attempting to
mission.
open a rift to the mirror universe. I need a ship to go out there and check it out.
Although I will say this is a good mission actually. So I don't. This is one that gets you a free ship, so I can't moan too much. Let's see, what do I want to do? Whole capacity. Yeah, I'm going to take that for now. And just head to the Azure Nebula. Now I know what happens in this mission, so I'm not going to spoil it, but it is a good one. This whole game. Yeah, so next mission I'm definitely going to yes, I saw that, and part of me was thinking, I wonder if I could get away with streaming that one, but then I thought, because it's a fan one, it's, you know, you've got to be a bit more careful about what stuff like that. I mean, if you want to do it for yourself, then that's perfectly fine, but because when you're streaming, you're technically, you know, broadcasting and making money, even if it's only like a few pennies, you can get into a lot more trouble by, you know, by using fan stuff like that. But for myself, I am very tempted. At least have a look at it. Right, go investigate an anomaly. True, but it's I don't want to. How can I put it? I don't want to kill off my streaming career before it's properly started. But yeah, it's a difficult one to call. But oh, it's not so much the people doing it. It's more the fact that it's not an. It would be like using that Pokemon one and then Nintendo coming along and saying, yeah, we're going to wrap your knuckles on that one. Oh, it's moved. Let's get close. Wells class. And he's buggered off again. Light. I think so. I think active. It does sound about right. It's the thing is, I've got quite a few Star Trek games I can play. You know, like I think I've got a copy of Legacy sitting up on my shelf somewhere. So, you know, if I want to, I've got plenty of games to play. Also, I've noticed with first-person shooters, I don't always have the hand-eye. Again, it's related to the eye issue I've got. So I found that the first-person stuff is a little bit more difficult for me to play. I'd have to play it like on really simple or die a lot. It's one of the reasons why I like playing Star Trek Online and Lord of the Rings Online and stuff like that, because I can kind of take it at my own pace and I don't have to worry too much about what's the word I'm looking for? I don't have to worry too much about okay, I'm now a freighter. So I've just noticed his head sticking out of the ground. Oh dear. Now, this mission, if you're familiar with the episode Yesterday's Enterprise, this basically follows on from that episode. You know, where the Enterprise C gets trapped, sent back, lands up somewhere else. Some of the I mean, it doesn't do it often, but some of the glitches in this game do absolutely crack me up. Like there was one when I first started with this character where he goes up to Admiral Quinn, and Admiral Quinn gives the Klingon, you know, congratulations message and saying, "I'll go down to Kronos" and things like that. So it's like in the Klingon voice. So they do make me laugh, those glitches. Let's give it a yes. Thank you. Right, so I've got to find Mr. Drake. There's the 10. I guess that's one of my crew, because I do have an Andorian. No, can't go that way. So everyone else doesn't have any weapons on them. I'm walking along with a huge rifle on my back. Who is he? Oh, Cole's that one. Okay. No, this isn't TOS mission. This is part of the. I'll show you. This is part of the Klingon War arc. I think it's. You go Temporal Ambassador. These Agents of Yesterday. These are the TOS stuff. As you can see, you go to that one. Go to Babel. Loads of other bits and pieces. There's quite a few mission arcs to go through. So at the moment, currently on this one, and it's not the last one, but it's the penultimate. So this one everybody gets basically. Well, everyone in the Federation definitely gets. I know that.
Any unusual activity to your superiors.
No. Who is he? Oh, he's down there, right. Yes, the mission itself is quite fun. And I say, you get a free ship with it as well. So
Do you have a question?
yeah, I've got some Tekasite for you.
Thank you, Captain. The Tholian Assembly appreciates your loyalty. So many ship captains threw away their lives needlessly in the days after they annexed this area of space. It'll take a few hours to offload your cargo. Feel free to grab a hot meal in the commissary. I know that comforts can be hard to come by in this sector. I recommend the plomeek soup. It almost tastes like something.
Thank you.
Do you need anything else?
No, just need some food. Let's try that again. Right, so that's all okay. There's a bit coming up later as well, which has some very interesting achievements you can get.
I haven't seen you around here before, Captain. Got a minute to talk?
I'm new here.
I know. I asked around about you, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you this, but I need your help. You're not supposed to be here. None of us are. Not in this timeline, I mean. My ship, my crew, we were supposed to do something important. We went through an anomaly, moved through time, and everything changed. We tried to go back. I guess the battle with the Klingons disrupted the anomaly. Instead of getting back where we belong, we ended up here with the Tholians running everything. I'd never even seen a Tholian before. You have to help us set things right. You have to help us get back to our ship.
Now remember folks, according to the Admiral, time travel missions aren't that common.
Me and my crew, there are a little over 100 of us here.
Yes.
Scattered throughout the work camp. We're about 65 years ahead of where we should be, according to my math. We were fighting the Romulans. This was back in 2344. And the weapons discharges caused a temporal rift. We passed through, and because we weren't at Narendra to do what we were supposed to do, the timeline changed.
That mate, I've been backwards and forwards through time at the moment, and it's like going down to the shops for me.
We ended up in a timeline where the Federation and the Klingon Empire were at war. The Federation was losing, badly. We tried to go back to set things right. But then the Klingons found us, and the Enterprise D. There's someone here with us from that timeline. Her name is Tasha. I'll take you to her. Maybe she can help explain this.
Right. Random roll forward there. Yes. Well, I think this will answer your question.
We need your help.
Yes, that is Denise Crosby voicing Tasha Yar and Sasha, or whatever blinking name is, the Romulan one.
I'm from Starfleet, and if I'm right, that's a name that should ring bells with you as well. In an alternate timeline from this one, the correct one, Starfleet is still alive and
Thank
well,
you,
and you're a
Scylla.
Starfleet officer too. When the Enterprise C moved ahead in time, it created an alternate timeline, one in which I was alive but shouldn't have been. I left with the Enterprise to set things right. We thought we were returning to the Narendra system in 2344 to defend the Klingon colony there
Oh,
from a
wow.
Romulan attack. We ended up in
That
this
is
nebula
brilliant.
in 2409. The Tholians caught us before we could try again, and you can guess the rest. We're going to try to restore the timeline, but to do so, we need the Enterprise C. It's still in the hangar here, and as soon as we get back to her, we'll find the temporal rift and get back to where and when we're supposed to be. To do that, we need your help.
I know they are trying to bring in more and more of the voice actors to do, like to reprise their roles, like the Hololita, Chase Masterson, she's in this. Who else? Obviously Denise Crosby here, Tony Todd, Garrett Wang. There's loads of them. They're always trying to do more, but it's budget. So
Franklin Drake is already helping us. He managed to get an access key used to operate the systems in the hangar control room. We need you to get the code from Drake and use it to open the doors to the hangar
Excuse me.
control room. I'd go myself, but we've already been here a week. The Tholians know we're trying to get back to the ship. They're watching us. But you're new. They won't suspect you're involved. That's the idea, at least. Of course, it's not as simple as getting the code and opening the door. The Tholians have guards on all critical areas. You'll need to slip past the guards and get into the maintenance tunnels. From there, it's a winding maze to the hangar control room, which can only be unlocked from the inside. Once you get in, you'll be able to open the doors. We'll be waiting there to help you free the Enterprise.
I love the idea that I've got to steal the Enterprise. Alright, I am in.
Here, take this communicator. It's on a scrambled frequency the Tholians don't monitor, and it'll allow me to contact you while you're on the move. Maybe you can convince someone to cause a distraction. That might make slipping past the guards into the tunnels easier.
That I can do. I mean, I would love them to have, all of them. Apparently, she's quite approachable person. You say, quite a sweet, nice person. Not one of these ones who goes, "Oh, I'm doing Star Trek now, and that's it. Don't bother me," type thing. I've heard that quite a few times about her. I'm just still gutted that the one time I go to Vegas and they had the Star Trek exhibition on there at the hotel I was staying at, and they closed it 2 weeks before I got there. Yeah. And they still had the Enterprise model on display. The Enterprise
Do you
D, I
have a
think it was.
question?
Yeah. Jan Castillo said, "You got a key for me?"
Take it. Here's a map, too. You'll need it in the tunnels. I still don't know why I'm risking my neck for this. Don't expect
I
any
still
more
need to
help
watch
from me.
Discovery.
The Federation fell before I was born.
Oh,
I shouldn't even care, but
you saying
something
about the new
Yar and
movies?
Castillo,
They have actually
I know
done
they believe
some
they can
stuff
make a difference.
with the
Makes me
movies,
want to believe.
the new ones. Like one of
Do
my
you need
characters
anything else?
has actually got, in Star Trek Beyond the Vengeance, the big, huge Section 31 ship that can pretty much just. Oh yes. You can also get the what's called the Kelvin. I think they call it the Kelvin timeline. The way they explain it. Yeah, you can get equipment from that. You can get ships from it. It took me ages to save up in game for yes, this way for the Vengeance. Yep. Yeah, I think that's, if I remember rightly, is the Kelvin stuff is, I think it's down here somewhere. It's either in, it's in this sort of block of missions, in these sort of ones. It's definitely not up here. Right, now, if I remember rightly, the best person to speak to is the Andorian captain. Where has he gone? Oh, there he is. Yeah.
How can I assist you?
You need to make a diversion. Go start some trouble.
I don't remember the Federation, or Starfleet. The war was almost over before I was born.
Oh, I got trouble again.
This is the only life I know. One of servitude, deprivation, loss. I want something better. That freedom my parents and grandparents told me about.
I find it very difficult to look at an Andorian now without
I'll
thinking of...
Just tell me what you need.
Jeffrey Combs. Yep. So yep, he's going to go and pick a fight with Athonian.
Don't pretend you can't hear me.
Here he comes. I'll mind my own business. Mind my own business.
Hey, get down here.
And cheese it up the stairs.
Shaker. Die already.
I think I've got to go, yeah, over here. Oh, yeah. Another brilliant graphics glitch there.
Well done. Those maintenance tunnels are a maze. They make navigating the Jeffries tubes on the Enterprise look easy. I recommend using the map to keep track of where you've been, what doors lead away from which room, and where you are currently.
Okay. Easy enough. So I am there. Right, so if I go that way, because there's a couple of
We've hit a snag. There are Tholians in the control room. When they're in there, the Tholians are very precise.
Yes, we know that. Yes. There we go. The wisest trip. Let's look at the map. So if I go, I've got to find the ducks and stuff first. That's easy enough to do. Yeah, it's a little. There's an old Tribble just floating around in the ducks, and you get an achievement. So you weren't seeing things. Right, so I think what goes over here first of all. I will come back to this point afterwards. Right, so if come back to that one. If I lower the temperature. Well, I do have a Borg Tribble, one of my officers as well. Temple treasure hunting. Yeah, don't ever feed Tribbles. Well, unless you're trying to breed them, which can be an amusing little mini game in this. I don't know why I've not. Maybe I haven't. Oh no, I'm gonna die. I knew I was going to happen. Alright, that was my fault. Okay. Yeah, these are the Tribbles I've got at the moment. I've got where is it? Got Inquisitive one, the Daring Tribble, which if you've ever watched Shield of Tomorrow, that's based off of Bonnie Gordon's character Lark Sage. You get it by feeding the Tribble cream soda. There's Crossfire one. My personal favourite, Tribble of Borg. Radium one, which gives me dilithium. Fleet Tribble, which is handy for that one. There's loads of them. Let's just go with the experience bonus, that one. Alright, so I've got to go not that way, this way. Okay, and I think it's this way. Soon find out. Yes, it did take me a while to get used to it, but once I did, it's actually quite it's an extremely easy system to use if you can get out of that what I call D&D mindset. But yeah, it's definitely, you roll a 20 and in like say D&D you'd be going, yes, 20 is a success, but then in the 2D20 system a 20 is bad, so you have to mentally flip that around. That's it. All the poison you get. Right, so now I'm going to go back that way. I think it's closer to the 2D20 type system, but it uses their own type of dice. It's not like like D&D. It's definitely its own sort of. See, that one I'm having trouble wrapping my brain around, but that's probably next on my list of games to get. Okay. So a quick look out the window before we do anything.
I've engaged the security lockouts. That will buy us a little time.
There she is. The Enterprise C. Right. Let's go with...
I am here to assist. What do you require?
What's your speciality?
My first posting in Starfleet was to an ambassador-class vessel.
Ship's power levels.
I am here to
put
assist.
you on the power levels.
We don't have much time.
Your
I know a
specialty.
few tricks to take that tractor. We don't have much time.
Docking clamps.
We need to work together. I was the helm officer on the Enterprise before everything went to hell. But I'm really handy with heavy machine. We need to work together. What do you want me to... I was the helm officer on the Enterprise before everything went to hell. But I'm really handy with heavy machinery, like those clamps holding the ship. We need to work together.
Okay. So now I'm left on web emitters. Easy enough.
Priming clamp hydraulics.
You can basically send these characters to any one of the stations. It just means they do it quicker. Well, they should do it quicker. There. Can I help them? See, she's going really fast. Vulcan logic. Sasha's not going too fast, and of course...
I'll need to override the security lockout. There.
Wow. Come on. Don't just stand there scratching your chin. I wish I could just push him out of the way and go, look, let me do it. See how proper Space Dwarf handles it.
Releasing docking clamps now.
There we go, there's a clamp going. And you, get a move on, pal. We're waiting for you now. Turn off those tractor beams. Then we've got to do is scoot along that umbilical and then nick the Enterprise. Get a move on. Come on. Oh, excellent. Yes, the Ambassador. It's like a. It's like they sort of took the Galaxy class and the. What's it? The Constitution just went. Sod it. You may have just sort of caught a glimpse of it on that load screen there, that ship that just flashed up. That is the Vengeance. So you don't really get an appreciation of how big the ships actually are until you sort of stand like this and look at them. And the Enterprise C is not a big ship. I think probably my favourite of the Enterprises is probably the E, if I had to pick a favourite, the Sovereign class, because it just has that. I don't know, it just looks meaty, like it can handle itself. Now, I'm not putting down the other ones, but just something about the way it looks. Get out of the way. Once again, I'm the one doing all the work. Try and keep up. Here we go. I'm about to steal the Enterprise. Nice. Now we just need to really get out of here. Escape the Folian base, right? Everything. Right. Fortunately, because oh gods. Right. Fortunately, put all my weapons on auto fire. It doesn't do it when you get a new ship. Go on. Get closer.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
I have to do everything manually. Put everything in places where I don't know where it is. It's not a bad ship. Just, you know, product of her time. And you have to admit, the way she officially went was pretty impressive. Defending the Klingons from a wandering attack, which impressed me so much. They signed the Kitchener Accords and helped bring about peace between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. You know, that's a pretty potent legacy. Articulated thus, yes. Take that all for you, then close to the master.
Right shield failing. Rear shield failing. Pulse integrity below 75%.
Those few. Wow. That good, I managed to get. Oh, a mine launcher. Lovely. Probably the most useless weapon in the game.
Looks like you could use some help.
Yeah, I'm not going to turn it down. Just blow him up, please. More powerful weapons. Don't be too close to him, thank you.
We took a hit. Phasers are partially offline. We'll need to work together to take out this
So
last
to be
ship.
clear, when you get to some of the later in-ship weapons, you can pretty much do damage like that. So yeah. This is why finding engineering is good in these sort of ones. Right. And that's it. Now I've got to send the Enterprise C back, unfortunately, to
The way is clear.
officially
the temporal
destroyed.
anomaly has been stabilized. Head for the anomaly, Enterprise. It will put you back where you need to be.
I can believe that.
That's my job. The details aren't important. Restoring the timeline is. Get moving.
I know there was definitely a sort of very strong guidelines about what ships can have. You know, like the nacelles have to be paired and stuff like that. Which is why you have, have ships that are like, you know, like the 2 or the 4 and things like that. Right. So where's there's the anomaly. Let's put power to engines. Oops, don't go too fast, I will overshoot. Or one of my other characters.
I'm sure you've realized by now.
I
You're
have
part
this
of a
ship,
very different
this
timeline.
temple ship.
This one is
And
an
this bridge is
aberration
exactly
that
like
we
that.
are here
It's
to
really
correct.
nice.
It would be irresponsible of us to let you go back in time with the Enterprise C and compromise that timeline as well.
Even though I've already compromised the timeline several times.
We'll send you back to your time. There are still some very important
No,
events in
thank
the
you
25th
very much for
century that you
joining
need
me.
to be
And
a part of.
yeah, don't stress yourself too much. If you feel, you know, like you're gonna
As soon as the Enterprise
be
C
ill,
returns
then
to its correct place
rest
in
up, because
history,
otherwise it just
the timeline
cause
should
yourself
right
more
itself.
issues in the long term. So again, thank you for joining. Drink. Now I think after this mission I'll get a new ship. Let's see what Starfleet's got to say now about this temporal mission.
There wasn't anything there. That's strange.
So yes, I get the yesterday's Enterprise uniform, and I get the support cruiser, which is the official class of the Ambassador. So it's like, yay!
Congratulations, Captain.
And I'm now officially a captain. Good aid success. First of all, let's yeah. Yeah. I know one of the developers said that the problem is in order to do a full ship editor, they would have to completely redesign the game from scratch. But if, and you know, this was like, you know, never going to happen but if there was a Star Trek Online 2, then they would build that. Then they would build that into the game. Let's go with shield generator or medical generator. Let's go with medical generator, because that means my bots can use it better then. Attacking with melee makes me run fast. Let's go with damage resistance. Okay. I've been helped by Admiral Quinn. I know. Let's head back to Starbase.
We recently received a distress signal from the USS Forrestal, a ship we thought was lost in the Nexus back in 2332. We sent the USS Madison out to investigate, but they haven't checked in for some time. Considering the Nexus is involved, they could be in trouble. The Madison's last known position was in the Rotanev system. Meet with the USS Challenger there to investigate the situation. Her captain has some experience with the Nexus.
I think I'll go for that one. First of all, I need to get me a ship.
Congratulations.
Well, I don't mind them having the stat changes. It's more when they just nerf things for the sake of nerfing. I mean, if you ever played Star Wars Galaxies when it first came out, it had the you know, people going about, you know, WoW killers and things like that. But if any game could have killed WoW, it would have been that. And then they made so many horrible changes to the game, it killed it overnight. I wish I was joking. Oh, that's a big ship. That's the one I'm aiming for. Right. Ooh. I believe that is the Kelvin. Was that the Vengeance? In the Kelvin colours? Yeah. That's a Vengeance. In the Kelvin colours. How big the ship is. See, look. That's how big the Vengeance is. Still wish I could just transfer ships from character to character. They weren't the character locked. Remember rightly, I think the way they explained it, the reason why it's got the hollow bit in the middle is because it's got a massive like turret in there that can sort of go up and down and all over the place. Bit of a silly place to put it, but that's the in-universe explanation for why it looks like that. Right. This bit might be a little bit. Gone one way. This bit might be a bit boring as I have to set up the new ship. So, just giving you a fair warning. This next 5-10 minutes are going to be just basically me faffing around. Yep, we've done that. Good. Setting up the new vessel. I still love that ship. Fair enough. I know this is not for everybody. And this is like the perfect time to go and like, have a cup of tea or go to the toilet. But seriously, look at that, the Hestia. That's a beautiful ship. Right, that's the question. I need a new starship. Select a captain. Now this is where I can have the Galaxy class. I can have a Defiant. I can have an Intrepid. This is like the pimped out version of the Galaxy, but that's a Zen. The original Defiant. As much as I'd love to have that ship, it's a glass cannon. Long range science vessel. Temple cruiser. Gemini class. I'll have the Sagittarius version. Let's see, let's see what else I've got from the Zen that I can claim. Let's see, I'm tier 4 now. So that's basically what I can have. Is that one? Actually, I think I might go for this, the Temple Cruiser, because it fits in more with the engineering side, and I start getting some more of the Temple ship abilities, which are quite funky. So yeah, I am going to have one of those. Yes, I will have the Gemini class. Yeah, I'll go with that. I like that name. Select me ship. Give us this comment and make that ready. And I will dry dock the Apollo so I get all the gear. Yeah, don't worry about that. Now let's go and customize the ship. Oh, just for a laugh, I always like just hitting randomize to begin with. Ugh. Nah, it looks a bit. No, it looks like a baby Enterprise J. Let's go with the one. Oh, okay. I have no options. Right. Okay, what about the material? That one? No. No, that's looks like it's half finished. Not bad. Okay, that's it's sort of dark and nasty looking. I like that. Nope. Okay, that'll blind you. Again, it's not too bad. I'm thinking Type 4. Give her a sort of rustic NX look to her. You know, I'm not too keen on this deflector dish here, but I like those nacelles. Alright, we'll go with that. Yeah, it looks dirty. This is where the fun bit begins. First of all, I need to promote my crew so they can use their new abilities. Everybody gets promoted when the captain gets promoted. Even though he's a hologram, he still technically gets promoted. Same for him. Even though you're not on active duty, you might be at some point, so you get a promotion as well. Now, this see a new slot here, a universal one. But let's go with tactical first. I'm going to have torpedoes, fire at will, and attack pattern beta. That gives me okay. Let's go with that one first. Yep. Fire at will. Yep. Ooh. I've got a choice of ones here. Engineering team, auxiliary, warp plasma. Let's go with that one. Let's put power to shields or engineering team. Well, I've got engineering team there, so let's go with that. Okay, that's probably going to be that one. And let's have. Oh, we've got science team there. let's for a laugh, let's go with high yield. I can also change that later. Yeah, let's leave that for now. I can always say change it later. Status. M6 computer, you can go there. You can go there. Yes. Yes, I know. It does mean I get slightly less. Okay, that one's actually slightly better, so that can stay there. Same for that. Okay, let's go with my beams. So that's the butt torpedo can be the Harpoon launcher. That can be that improved one. Okay, let's have one of my most powerful weapons at the front. Okay. See, 199. Right, that can go there. Can I upgrade that? Oh, I don't have the right gear. Damn. Alright, not a problem. Okay, let's see what other engineering consoles I've got. Shield, no. Power transfer, no. Resistance, yes, have that. Science consoles, I'm just going to fill those up. I'll replace them as and when I get something that's better. Same for the tactical consoles as well. I don't like having empty slots on the ship. Then let's have that. Okay. Last part was why I set up my trays. Then I can continue with the missions. I also had to turn everything on auto fire on as well. So power, yes, 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 yes. Yeah, this. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. This thing here, right? How do I rearrange HUD? Right, so I need that to go. I think that's going to go there. Perfect. Yeah, these are handy little abilities that the temporal ships have. That gives you an offensive configuration. Basically, it's like minor changes. Defensive or support. This is the only bit I don't like. It's a pain in the bum doing it, but I have to do it. So go with. I wish there was one I could just clear everything off of here, but it's trying to be helpful. Okay. Right, tactical computing. Off we go there. Just change that to where I want it to go. Attack pattern beta, that can go there. That can go there. Brace for impact. Basically, the stuff that I will use all the time I put on these two rows because I have an auto macro that keybind, I should say, that does it. And the ones I want to use very quickly go down here. Makes it easy for my fingers to sort of just go, you know, emergency power to engines or whatever. Okay. Brace for impact. And these ones I generally don't sort of bother with the command because they're already on there. Let's see. Yeah, same for that one. Emergency power to shields. Emergency power to weapons. Should just go for there. Engineering team. Power transfer, because that gives me a buff to my weapons. That one. Molecular deconstruction. Yeah, this can I like this one, so that's going to go there. Offensive configuration. And speed, I'll keep that as an emergency. So rotate shield frequency. I can go there as well, because I will use that occasionally. Subspace field monitor. Same for that. Temple shockwave. And that can go there. That can go there. Molecular deconstruction. Yeah, basically that ability, where is it? That one there, is what activates one of those. And depending on how many charges you've built up, each one's got a slightly different way of building up charges, the more powerful that ability becomes. Right, so let's just save that. Loadouts, save that to main. And then start on the next mission. I've got power more. Yeah, I'll clear that out later. Let's transwarp because I can't be flipped.
Very little on this sector is known to us or our allies. We have recently established contact
The desperate
with the
men and
sector's
women
most
of the True
prominent
Way
inhabitants,
have
the
turned to
First
one of the
Federation.
Federation's greatest
They
foes
are
in
somewhat
an attempt to hold
enigmatic,
sway
but
over
encouraging,
Cardassia Prime.
especially where Tron
Starfleet must infiltrate into the heart of the New Dominion and douse the flames of war before they consume the entire quadrant.
Okay, not entirely sure what happened there. Got two speeches going on at once. Right, beyond the Nexus. Yeah, I like that grunge look.
Good to see you again. Looks like the two missing ships are here, although they're both in a disabled state. Neither of them have responded to our hails.
Okay.
That's entirely possible. Even minimal exposure to the Nexus could be pretty disruptive to ship systems. I think we should take a closer look. Things could be worse than our initial scans have indicated.
Well, sounds like we're going to need to get close then. Right. So, where are they? Let's put myself into weapons and let's go with offensive because that gives me a flight speed and turn rate boost. As you can imagine, on like a tactical ship, that would be quite a nice little boost.
Apologies. This ship's taken some damage here. Short-range comms are barely working, and we're experiencing widespread systems failure on all decks. Our Nexus defense screen's overloaded, and we were exposed to a full blast. We're lucky to be here. We could use your help.
We never really had that reading rainbow over here, but which is a shame really, because that's the sort of thing that would have been, perfect. But I can, from what I've seen of it, I can understand why it holds that special place in a lot of people's hearts.
Something's not right here. I worked on the Nexus Defense Screens project, and a catastrophic failure like that seems unlikely. In an overload situation like she described, the ship wouldn't be disabled. It'd be destroyed.
It's getting closer then. Scooting just a little bit. Alright, battle stations.
fire just disrupted most of our systems. We're sitting ducks over here.
Hello, cameras. But these temporal abilities that you get on these ships, they're quite powerful.
We're still trying to figure out what they hit us with over here. Whatever it was, it knocked most of our systems out. We're running on emergency power. I think we'd better get over there and find out what's going on while we still have a functioning ship between us. Meet me at these coordinates on deck 10.
No problem, Captain. Ooh. Alright, 2 engineers makes sense. Well, 3 engineers if you include Captain LaForge. Although, is he still technically an engineer who becomes a captain?
Looks like someone activated the security system on this deck. Fortunately, I know a thing or two about that system. The console here is offline, but there should be a functional one nearby in a holodeck. From there, we can access the system and shut the fields down.
Good plan. Right. Where's the... Oh, there it is.
This holodeck's damaged. Let's try the next one.
Got plugged in. Lots of... definitely been a firefight here. I suppose you would be like Janeway in a way, if you pardon the pun. He's basically in command, but he's got an engineering background. He's obviously changed track at some point.
All right, let's get to work. With luck, we should be able to bypass the system and drop those... Wait. Someone's loading up a holodeck program in here, and I've got a feeling it's not for R&R.
Make weapons ready. Shipboard tactical.
Activating program Barclay, 42 Epsilon. Safety protocols are disengaged.
Please, help us! The Borg are everywhere!
Yeah, first rule of a holodeck episode. The safety protocols are always the first thing to go. This is why I like engineer.
We'll have to survive the battle.
2 turrets, I can stand behind the shields, hardly take any damage. Until someone decides to go run outside the shields.
Last wave. Unless they change the program.
Well, to be fair, these are holodeck Borg, they're not like the proper Borg in the game, so they're quite easy to defeat.
Oh, thank you. If there's anything I can do to repay you, anything at all.
Oh dear. Paul's program.
That's definitely a Reg Barclay program. Let's get back to business. We'd better bypass security before they send more sparring partners to deal with.
Yeah. Didn't he have one of sort of semi-illegally, or say illegally, have one of the Council of Troy, and she was not happy about it because she was a bit how can I put this politely? Risque, shall we say? Oh yes, I am not a merry man. I have to use my left hand to do these, so on the arrow keys, because these things don't work properly, or don't work fast enough for my liking. Still, we're going to have to get 100 points, so it's not
okay, that did it. Security systems are down on this deck, and they...
This is Commander Tobias. Please respond. I repeat, if you can hear this, come to 10 forward at once. There's...
we're barely reading it.
Our defenses just dropped. We require your... They are closing on us. Hurry. It won't be long before they attack.
There's a mission you can get which allows you to basically mine dilithium by doing that little mini game. And if you do it right, especially when there's like an event going on, you can earn something like 5,000 to 6,000 dilithium.
Someone's jamming that signal. We'd better get to 10 forward.
That's raw dilithium, not unrefined. Obviously, you can still only refine 8k dilithium a day, but it's. I can tolerate the mini games myself, but I can definitely see why some people like them and why some people don't. My personal favourite, if I had to pick one, is the Omega one because it's an easy thing to use. If you've ever played EVE Online, that game is. Oh yeah, I'm going the right way. Well, I need to speak to Commander. Yeah, in EVE Online, I basically once spent an entire day.
The Madison has been taken over by hostile forces. We responded to a distress call from USS Forrestal. Long thought loss to the Nexus.
Oh, wait till he's finished.
As we closed to assist, the Madison was struck by a potent beam of psionic energy. It disabled the ship and left us vulnerable to attack. Mind-controlled members of the Forrestal's crew then beamed over and took control of this vessel. We few are all that remain free.
So what's behind all this?
An alien of tremendous psionic ability, formerly trapped within the Nexus. We believe it lured the Forrestal there in an escape attempt, which failed. Somehow, it was able to break free when the Nexus recently returned. Though powerful, there are limits to the alien's ability. The combat with your ship has weakened it considerably. Now is the time to strike. The controlled crew are bound to attack again soon.
Well, set weapons to stun because we don't want to kill them.
Picking up transporter signals, multiple contacts. Right. We've got incoming.
But stun them, don't kill them. Still technically Starfleet officers. Yes, it is that Nexus.
Enemy contacts inbound.
Yeah, punching them. Any more? Any more? No. Good.
Looks like we bought ourselves a little time. We should discuss our next move soon. You might talk with some of the survivors here for more information as well. Your call.
Thank you. Yeah, I know that they have come up with some of their own things, but they've always tried to use existing items in the lore as much as possible, except where obviously storyline and things like artistic license.
Ensign Seitel, security. Your arrival is most fortuitous. Our numbers have dwindled considerably since the enemy's initial assault. Until your arrival, I calculated our odds of survival at 4,286 to 1.
What about now?
Difficult to fully assess at this juncture.
Okay, I actually need to I'm gonna sort of skip through this. Not skip through it, but speed through it. You alright there? You appear to be stuck.
Ensign Rana, engineering. Sorry for... Right.
Well... Yeah. Oh, you're scanning, right. The bartender's over it.
Oh, am I glad to see you. Things were looking more than a little ugly until you got here. I'd pour you a drink, but all of the replicators went offline an hour ago.
She looks like an incumbent. With the ears. Let's try to zoom in on her head. Yeah, she's no compa. Weird. Yeah, it does a bit like Kez. I think the whole thing about Vulcan security as well is because they don't let emotions interfere, obviously, that they will be more, not so much compassionate, but they will be more fairer Like they would. That's like no nonsense and stuff like that, which is kind of what you want in a security officer. But that's one of the reasons why Starfleet try to avoid having all one particular species on one ship, because if imagine if the whole ship was Vulcans and you was just like say a Tellarite, it would be like a living hell for you, or vice versa. Yes, there was they do make anything to do with the sciences and where you have to think in a structured order. Yeah, that was that episode was funny. That really was. An entire ship full of Vulcans playing baseball.
Oh, am I?
Okay, there we go. Wonder why that didn't go over.
I have a feeling these attacks will...
Take these psionic inhibitors with you.
Engineering. Oh, so it's that way, it's going to be quicker. Yeah, and I think because it was a science vessel and it wasn't like a... Or perhaps it might have been a Vulcan science ship rather than like a Federation science ship. I think that's probably why they got away with it being all Vulcans. But obviously still being part of the Federation, but it wasn't a Federation ship, if that makes sense. Ooh, Shazbot. Into the there we go. That's better. Remember, stun them. You still don't want to kill them.
Watch it! They're beaming in reinforcements.
Yeah, guess what? Blind. I think there's going to be a third wave. I'll focus on that with sound. And yes, that is a horse.
Heads up!
Oh, is it one of those dodgy words? I made a promise a while ago I would try to not be a sweary person on the stream, so... Oh, it has been... Of course, that's where I bloody got it from.
Main power's offline, and there's a lot of Nexus radiation getting past the screens. I'll handle the power situation.
Seen that program. Yes, that quote makes sense now. Yes, it probably means something really disgusting and foul in Orkian. God, that makes me feel old now, remembering Walker Mindy. Oops, that again.
Nice work. Radiation levels are back in the safe zone, and I've managed to prime the warp core. Give me a hand with it, and we can restore main power.
Okay, easy enough. No, go and get your computer. And thank you for joining. Computer's more important.
That did it. Main power's back online. And
let's go and get that bridge back. So I'm just looking at the detail that they put into these things. I don't know if you can hear it on the stream, but it's that pulse and that hum as well. I need to go this way, I think. To the bridge.
This ship and all upon it belong to Cosmere.
Starfleet disagrees with you on that.
Your words mean nothing. Kill them. Kill them now.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to kill them. They're still technically Starfleet officers, even if you possess
We are
them,
here to
creepy
assist
ghost.
you.
Yeah, I've got backup. Let's take out that weird glowy dude. Yeah, please. I don't know what he's doing. That's it. Hey, that's nice and easy.
I'm reading the alien on sensors. It's back on the forestall. This isn't over yet.
You can definitely tell which are the later missions and which are the missions from like the beginning of the game. Obviously, even ignoring, you know, the time frame, it's. I mean, for me, the game starts to get really good around here, in my opinion, after you get past the Wasteland one. But then it kicks up a notch with these ones, especially the Iconium War. That's just amazing, in my opinion, as a whole arc. Then there's these bits and pieces. This is the current one, New Frontiers. So it's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think the next arc is due out either the end of this month or beginning of next month. Soon find out. In the meantime,
I'm reading the alien. The Challenger might be.
Beam back up to the ship. Right.
Shall the battle continue? Shall you strike me anew again and again until nothing remains?
Dude, I don't want to fight. Just stand down. It's over.
Once I was imprisoned within the Nexus, cast away for defying those who call themselves my rulers. And now a new jailer comes, demanding submission.
I just want you to stop hurting people. Just release the ship and the crew.
No, I need this ship and everyone on it. They give me what I need to return home and avenge my imprisonment. I will not give them up.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Tactical. Aim at the engines and the weapon systems. Just take them out. Don't blow them up.
The Challenger stands ready to assist you.
Warning, ship is under attack. Core shields failing. Rear shields failing.
Let's take them out the shield.
Target shields have failed.
Yes. It could even be that creature. Or maybe of the same species. Yeah, it does make me wonder. Does God really restart ship? In one of the Q books, it explains what that creature actually is. And, well, I won't spoil it in case you read it, but it's an interesting read. It's not canon, but it's, I think it's like, I can't remember what it is, but basically it deals with the Q, like when he was younger. Well, I say younger for a species like the Q, and the shenanigans he got up to when he was younger, and he encountered that particular creature. I say no more.
It seems I am at your mercy. Will you strike the killing blow now, as is your right?
Nope. I'm going to take you alive.
If that is to be my fate, I yield. The ship and crew are yours. It is an unexpected mercy, one I would not extend to a vanquished foe on the battlefield. Much has changed since my banishment to the Nexus.
Do you guys want to know about that story? It does sort of spoil a major plot point for it, so I only say if people want to know, because it's obviously, and I don't like stuff being spoiled, but basically, I won't spoil it, but I'll give you some sort of hints as to what it is. Because it's one of those books I do recommend reading, because it does give a very interesting insight into the Q and their background. But the basic gist of it is, are you familiar with the galactic barrier, the thing that is completely around the outside and the inside of the Milky Way in Star Trek? You find out the reason why that barrier is there, and that particular creature, I don't know what you call him, I'm going to call him God, is something that shouldn't exist in this universe. And Q brings him and a few others along for, well, basically he's going through the Q version of the Teen Rebellion years, and unfortunately it causes a lot of problems for both him and the galaxy. Again, if you find the Q, I think it's Q Strike or Q something like that series. There's three of them in the book. Three books in the series. Definitely recommend buying yourself a copy, or getting on a Kindle or from your local library or something, because they're one of the better ones. Oh, and it also hints about Trelane as well. If you know who Trelane is.
Nicely done. I was able to get a call into Starfleet, and we should have backup here soon. In the meantime, I'll keep working with the crews of the disabled ships. We'll have them up and running again in no time.
Oh, and you also find out something interesting about the Guardian of Forever as well. Yeah, it sort of has a nod towards that. It's
You saved a lot of lives here today. You showed mercy to someone who wasn't inclined to return the favor.
It also has the female Q turns up, if I remember rightly. And there's one creature in it that can best be described as a space version of a Cthulhu-esque spider. In the original series, it's mentioned the galactic barrier in Star Trek is something that is, well, it's I don't want to say a force field, because it's much more than that, but basically it's something around the edge of the galaxy. And in the original series, by passing through it, you either get basically destroyed, or you tend to end up with godlike powers. Now, can you name another species in Star Trek that has godlike powers? I'll give you a clue. I just mentioned their name.
You're welcome. The Nexus is definitely worth studying, but only under...
Basically, the barrier is there to keep things out. And the barrier at the centre, you know, the one that they have in the Star Trek V, why does God need a starship? Well, God needs a starship so he can escape from that barrier. Oops, sorry, that top tray's going a bit wobbly.
Interesting report. This alien was trapped for eons in the Nexus.
Congratulations, Captain.
We've got time, probably one more mission, I think. No. Yeah, let's go with that. So I've got a bit more maneuverability. Yes. Whole capacity. Basically makes my ships a little bit tougher. Ooh, got 2. Let's have that as well. Yeah, they don't actually mention it in the much in the series, but I'll sort of show you on the galaxy map. It would be, well, if you look at this bit here, it's basically, yes I know, thank you, here and right in the middle. Yes, that's more duos. Thank you. Ooh. Evasive maneuvers. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's equip this on my ship as well, because that's a nice little weapon. Well, from what I can tell from this storyline, the barrier was put there by the Q to keep out something. Something that was could cause a lot of damage if it comes into this universe. Yes, and it does actually mean that other galaxies can't interact with this galaxy in the Star Trek universe, which was one of the reasons why they brought in things like the Mirror universe and stuff like that. Ah, it's a Q squared. Just suppose that don't need those anymore. What's this? Tactical. Don't need those. I need engineering stuff, please. Get rid of that. No. Right, next mission. I think I am on this one.
We've detected significant temporal activity in the Galorndon core system.
See, another temporal mission.
Century. I'm going to investigate it, and I'd like you to join me. We believe the Nakul are involved, along with a planet killer. A doomsday machine. If so, we need to stop them at all costs. I'll provide your ship with holographic camouflage. It's best if the Romulans of that time don't see a vessel from the future.
Now, if you've been watching the stream for a while, you'll remember one of the better cutscenes came because of from destroying the Doomsday machine. This Doomsday machine. So basically, this is a prequel in the distant past to that mission. It sort of sets up that and what happens with it. It's the Nakul are gits. Ooh, nice armor. And if I remember rightly, this particular armor you can upgrade it for free up until like level 12, I think it is.
Stay safe out there.
Yeah. Yes. Is that it? Is that Vesta? I'm dry as hell. Yeah. This is where I get to play as a ye olde Romulan.
Thank you. I've also transmitted files that will establish your cover identity as Tal Shiar security operatives. You'll need to put this data into their local network before entering the research facility, however. There's a comms satellite nearby that you can use to accomplish this.
Understood. Right. So I'm gonna be sneaky. Oh, I can't do much because I'm not. Don't want to alert them. There he is. You see it? Right there. The old Doomsday machine. Also resembles a flying... well, you know what. Get close. Don't get too close though. Otherwise they'll be suspicious. Don't mind me.
Tal Shiar vessel. Cease all census scans of the device immediately. You do not have the proper clearance.
Watch your tone, Nakul. We'll respect your wishes from now. Get a bit into character there.
IRW Moreri. This is Galorndon Station Command. Please transmit your security credentials.
Acknowledged. Station command. Transmitting now.
Data received, Moreri. Welcome to Galorndon Core. Sending you transporter coordinates now. I've taken the liberty of informing Commander Chulak. I'm sure the director will want to greet you personally.
Very well. I'm looking forward to it. Alright. The Iconians basically were the, if not the first race, they were one of the first races to naturally evolve in this galaxy. They are natives, for want of a better expression. The demons of shadow and ice, shadow and fire.
Seek and destroy planetary bodies, consuming what remains as fuel. Yet there's one in orbit, just
pretty much.
Peaceful. It looks like reports of the Nakul gaining the ability to control the machines are accurate. We need to find out how, and fast.
They were like older than the other
Your
races
holographic
by...
disguisers should conceal you while you search the facility. Good hunting.
Yeah, the Iconians were older than the other races by a ridiculous age. They're like, it's like several million years older, or something ridiculous like that. So when the other races turned up, and the Iconians were basically standing there, you know, with their abilities to teleport, their ships and everything, they, you know, the younger races would look at them and go, "Oh, poo," which is why they got their name, Demons of Air and Darkness. Thank you. Right, so where will I go? Bloody, that's a bit bright. I need to go over there. Can I go in here? Nope, not this one. Where's that? I'll finish the briefing first, that helps.
Doomsday machines.
Right, there we go. That's better. The Iconians are very powerful. Not indestructible. Yes. I don't want to spoil it, because when you play through the arc,
restricted. You need to leave.
Whoa.
Now. My orders are clear, Romulan. No one is to pass this point until the meeting is concluded.
That's the only way
no
I can describe it. It's the only thing they say in the book is there are creatures that are intent on destroying all life in the universe. You know, whereas the Borg, they just want to assimilate, but they still want to keep you alive. You know, the Klingons want to fight you and things like that. But these creatures, they just want you destroyed, and that's what the Q are keeping out. Yeah, it's a common sci-fi trope. Can I go in here?
Sub-Commander, it is my duty to inform you that this area is restricted. Sir.
Better be sure. It's not wise to refuse a Tal Shiar, son.
Yes, Sub-Commander. At once. Forgive my rudeness. Access granted. Let me get the door for you.
Thank you. Your service to the Empire has been noted, Centurion. That's actually a pretty... I'll say that's a pretty fair assumption. Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, these aren't gods in the way that we would look at them. These are... If you've ever read Lovecraft stuff, you will know that the old gods, you know, beyond Zeus and, you know, Quetzalcoatl and all those sort of things, they don't care about humanity as far as, or life in general. They see it slightly differently to what everybody else does, and that's what's beyond that barrier. you know, if they could destroy the Q, they would. If they could destroy every single atom in this galaxy, they would. Just because they can.
Sub-Commander, I've been instructed to grant you access to this facility.
Do you agree with that command, Centurion?
Of course, Sub-Commander. My family is a friend to the Tal Shar, and loyal to the Empire. Access for you and your team is granted.
Yes, a bit suspicious. They're being a bit too eager to help me. I mean, I know I'm supposed to be Tal Shar, but still.
The Senate has dispatched an
These
agent.
are just...
Krog's mysterious back. My researchers have
Well, it'll
analyzed.
take ages to go through them, and I don't
Krog
want
arrives tomorrow.
to bore everyone. This is one of those games where if I did actually spend reading every single log, things like that, it would just take too long, and the streams would be going for about 3 times as long as they are, which I don't want to do. So that's fine. Now look, these fellows. Pardon me. Why don't you allow me in? I'm in the wrong room. It's not mentioned in the books. It's assumed that they do, but it's not actually mentioned because obviously I know in one of the Next Generation episodes the Traveller takes people to another galaxy and there's no mention of a barrier there.
Greetings, Sub-Commander.
So I'm assuming that there isn't.
I knew it was
It's
only
probably
a
just to
matter of
protect
time
this
before
galaxy
the
for some
fabled
reason.
Tal Shiar came to call. The Nakul have brought a glorious weapon to your empire. You won't be disappointed. I can assure you.
I hope so, Specialist. For your sake.
Have a care, friend. We don't take kindly to threats.
Neither do I.
Sub-Commander, if this doomsday weapon lives up to the Nakul woman's boasts, it will ensure the Empire's dominance over the entire quadrant. The Federation and the Klingons will have no choice but to bend the knee to Romulus, or face annihilation.
Do you trust the Nakul, Commander?
No. Trust is a hard-earned currency. However, I respect their weapon.
Makes sense. Ever noticed that the Nakul look a lot like Remans?
Your attention, please. Let's begin, shall we?
Very possible.
We thank Specialist Krog of Nakul for joining us.
There's definitely a relationship between
we have concerns about the
humanoid
dangers
life
involved
in this galaxy,
You
Star Trek
have
universe,
nothing to
and the
fear
Q.
from the machine, my friend.
Would you be so confident if you were here, Envoy?
Utterly so, Commander. Soon, the Doomsday Machine will bring our foes to their knees.
Bold words, Envoy. We shall see, won't we?
It would seem a demonstration is in order. See to it, Krog.
As you wish. Shall we, Commander?
Very well. Show me what this beast of yours can
Your
do.
star map there.
It will be my pleasure.
Enjoy the show, interloper? They are using holographic disguises, guards. Deal with them.
Well, our cover's blown. It's time to mess things up.
Enemy targets on sensor.
Let's mess up all these Romulans. Let's so I've got to get the command unit and GTFO. Oh, finally! I've got an engineering kit. God, this is a rare as gold dust for me at the moment. Nice. Yeah, I've got a tip. Yes, I know. So go and steal that thing from them. The irony is, based on what my character is, this is actually his natural time though. All those bloody holograms. Or distortions. Annoying. And I call one of the more annoying races to fight in the game, but it's so satisfying when you do blow them up. Okay. Right, so I've got a, first of all, I know what's coming next, so let's deploy a launcher. Anybody else has got a turret, put it down. Same for you as well. This is why I love having engineers. They all those turrets standing there destroying the grunts as they come in. Yep, get out of here.
We're trying to get our computer to interface with that Nakul control console, but their tech is quite advanced. I need at least 5 minutes to integrate it.
You got 2. There's an enemy fleet and a live Doomsday machine out there. Get on it, Daniels.
Your uninvited guests will make a fine target for the weapon, Chulak.
Yep.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Okay. Set. Abilities.
Target shield.
Take this. Oh, quickly have that beam before it blows me up.
The Doomsday machine is about to open fire.
What is it? Oh no. No, move. Move. Do not want to be caught in that.
Nice dodge.
Like
Keep it up.
Bizarre for engineering.
It's targeting us again. We need to move.
I know. That's something twice.
That was close. Almost got this console working.
See, now my abilities are starting to really work for me. Healing and stuff like that. difficult at the moment. I'm currently scattered all over the entire solar system. It is a hard mission, but I was expecting that.
We need to get within 5 kilometers of the Doomsday Machine to transmit the control points.
Ship is under attack. Target's shield has failed.
There's no way I can destroy that Doomsday. Even though I do have the Harping torpedoes. Oh, hello.
Activating shutdown protocol. Now. Something is wrong. It's not working. It's firing indiscriminately.
So we basically just made things worse.
Enough! It's only a matter of time before that thing destroys the planet. All ships, destroy the Doomsday weapon and the cool ships! Now!
Yes, this is this is the prequel to that particular mission.
The fabled Romulan treachery at last. You'll regret this, Chulok.
It explains why the Doomsday Machine is basically messed up. Because we did it.
All ships, protect the planet from that machine at all costs!
Oh, shut up. This is a hard mission. Also, my gear is way under what it should be for this level, so I'm actually surprised I'm doing this.
Yes, and a cool ship is about to be fought for the beast.
And the cool bit are hard.
Wait, what's happening? The machine. It's on a collision course. No, no!
Oopsie. Yeah. So I've got this. Now that's out of the way. Oh good, I've got the Romulans on my side. Yeah, it sets it up, because we're obviously technically in the past at the moment, but it sets up for why the Doomsday Machine is well, the way it is when Kirk and so encounters it. And then again, why we encounter it our timeline. Exactly. Yeah, because we basically started a chain of events that caused it to blow up. As with any time travel mission, don't try and think too hard about it, you just go across it.
I don't know who you are, and I don't care. You helped us with the traitorous Nakul, and that earned you a reprieve. For now. Leave while you still can. I won't ask twice.
As you wish, Commander. Yeah, let's head back to the 25th century.
The Nakul ship must have detonated within the Doomsday Machine. Disrupted it somehow. This must feel like a Pyrrhic victory at best, too. An occupational hazard, I'm afraid. I'll be fine. What matters is that Chulak and his allies would have killed billions had their plan succeeded. Instead, his life is a cautionary tale, forever disgraced by his loss here today.
Okay, speak to Daniels.
We stopped them this time, at great cost. Clearly, the Nakul and their leader, this envoy, are willing to do anything to win this war, even commit genocide. It's unfortunate that Chulak didn't stand up to the Nakul sooner. It might have prevented this tragedy today.
Now I know which one I'm going for. I'm going for this armor, because it's quite a nice armor to have, and it can be upgraded. I think for free, up until Mark 11 or 12, I think.
Congratulations, Captain.
So let's just do this. What I'll forget. Yes, definitely yes. Long-range targeting sensors. That means I can be further away, and my energy weapons will still do more damage. You're still limited to 10 kilometers, but if the cut-off point was, like, say, 8 kilometers, now it's like 8.5 or something like that. Okay. Yep. Just collect those whilst I'm here. What's the space? Let's see. Yes, let's put him on active duty. No, that's more for tactical and science. Do I have anything photonic abilities? Nope, I don't have anything to do with those. Background. Security, no, that's tactical. No, okay, got nothing there. Right, I will accept the next mission, and then it's coming up to 8:30, so it looks like it might be a good point to. Yes, because this is the start of a new arc, so I will hail it. I've got to head to Nimbus 3. A lot of people don't like this particular area, but I don't actually have a problem with it. It's because it's basically all ground for the most part. Some people don't like the ground maps, but I enjoy it. But I can completely understand why some people don't like it. Then it starts getting into the Romulan mystery. Cardassians, Breen, Borg, New Romulus. This one I might do off stream because it was originally one of the end game areas, so it's very sort of grindy and stuff like that. Yeah, Nimbus 3 can be quite fun, but this I would say is probably the one of the not boring areas, but it sets up for the reputation and things like that. So it can be got to do this, got to do this, got to do this, going backwards and forwards. So this will be one I will do off stream because it is not that great, but it does set it up nicely for some of the better arcs. Solanae Dyson Sphere, the Delta Quadrant, the Arconian War, Future Proof, which brings back one of my favourite Voyager races, the Krenim, and the New Frontiers, which is a Lucari, which I think are one of their own ones, but it's not bad, is it? Right. Well, again, thank you all very much for joining me tonight. Next time will be Thursday. Yes, Thursday. We'll be continuing with The Walking Dead, and the storylines start to get a bit good with that one, but definitely not one for the faint-hearted. So, yeah. Then on this Saturday, I will be starting my campaign for Star Trek Adventures. The first few missions or games aren't going to be streamed, but once that's set up properly and we've got the game system down pat, then that will be streamed on Saturdays as well. going to be something again like based on my version of Shield of Tomorrow, and then on Sunday will be some Lord of the Rings, but that time frame is going to be slightly different. It might be starting a bit earlier because I've got another game to go to. There's lots of stuff. Lots of stuff I'm doing at the moment. It's going to be a while before it settles back down, but then it'll be a nice lot of things to do, and hopefully very soon we'll have the new stream and channel graphics. Although I'm probably going to still keep the Star Trek one because it does fit this game quite well. So anyway, again, I bid you all good night, and as I say, live long and prosper.